Okay, good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to our webinar, industry webinar. Our topic today is SYSTEC EASE, powered by CM4, Simplified Industry Digitalization Transformation. Okay, so my name is Abdul Qayyum, and I will be your host for today. And also, we have our guest for today. Okay, we will review about Raspberry Pi, understanding Raspberry Pi in industry, and we also will get to know SYSTEC EASE and One Success Automation, our guest today, and then how we can unlock the features of SYSTEC S Gateway to uh, to apply in our industrial application. And then we also look into Raspberry Pi IR 4.0 industrial controller. And then we also see how SysTech is will impact real world application. And of course, we have our Q&A session. And for our viewers, whoever have question, feel free to ask in the comment section. We will answer right away. Okay. So our guest for today, Mr. Zains, Technical Manager from One Success Automation. Welcome, Mr. Zains.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Tay here. Um, I'm very honored and very happy that Saichuan invited me to be one of the panelists in this live event. So, a brief introduction about myself. I'm a technical manager in One Success Automation, based in Batu Pahat, Johor. So, I have numerous years of experience in industrial automations and manufacturing. So I'm a recognized professional technologist, recognized by MBOT, and currently I'm a HRD Corp trainer, accredited trainer. So I'm actually the founder of the SYSTEC EASE also. So hopefully that later I can share more information about our product and our solutions. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Zains. So welcome to our webinar. All right, next we have our Chief Product Officer, Mr. Ober. Welcome, Mr. Ober.
Thanks, Kuyum, and thanks, Mr. Tay, also to onboard our webinar. Appreciate the time and also sharing of the experience. So anyway, I'm Ober Chu. I'm co-founder of one of the co-founder of Electron Technologies. I've been teaching for embedded system for quite some time already, and now taking care of all the product in Citron Technologies. So happy to share again about Raspberry Pi in later time lah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ober. Okay, so we will start our webinar today with understanding Raspberry Pi in industry. So as usual, everyone, if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section. We will try to answer right away. Okay. So Mr. Ober, I will pass to you.
Thanks again, Kuyum. Okay, so Raspberry Pi, it has been always for education or academic, but actually for I think for the past 5 years, a lot have been changed, and Raspberry Pi also designed what they call a compute module. So on the left is actually what we normally we'll see this is the SBC, we call it single board computer, where you have everything with the connector, for example, the gigabit Ethernet, the USB port, USB 3, USB 2.0, then the HDMI, and even the power connector, where you can just connect a USB-C. Then some others, for example, the uh, wireless, the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is on there. The CPU and the RAM is on there. You can also connect CSI or DSI devices, and they are GPIO. Okay, so those are very familiar in a lot of hobbies, and also student lecturers, and they use this kind of board a lot. Actually, a lot of industry also use the SBC, and Raspberry Pi know that, and they have come up with a compact version that is designed mainly for industry usage. So on the right hand side is the compute module. Particularly, this is compute module 4. Actually, now we have compute module 5 also. So compute module is designed for industrial usage, with very compact footprint. And one of the main thing is you can customize the career board, and you should customize the career board because with the compute module alone, you cannot even power it up. So the connector is too small for our conventional or normal power supply to connect. So anyway, it's very reliable and is scalable. You, I have seen a lot of deployment where it can go up to thousand and ten of thousand and even 100,000 using compute module. Then the AI ready also for compute module 5 where you can connect to let's say a high-low AI kit or AI hat. Okay, for machine vision, automation, and also predictive maintenance. So that's the AI part. Next, William. So this is the layout of compute module 4 to be specific. On the left is the top view, on the right hand side is actually the bottom view. So if you look at the bottom view, you notice the top and the bottom, there's two connectors. Those are the very tiny connector with 100 pin on each connector. So that is all the power, the I/O, the PCIe bus. Then you need a carrier board for that. So we do design the carrier board for compute module, the IRIF series. So this is very small footprint. It's definitely smaller than the SBC of Raspberry Pi, and it comes with eMMC. So when we talk about eMMC, it's actually a more reliable and faster compared to micro SD card lah. So later, I'm not sure we discussed about it or not. Some actually industry feedback that if they use the normal SBC, Raspberry Pi SBC, model B or model A plus or B plus, uh, it might corrupt the OS over the time. Uh, it's because of the SD card. The SD card is not meant for 24 hours, 7 days, then also over the big range of temperature, operating temperature. So if you look at our the dash cam, I think dash cam, yeah, the micro SD card cannot last for long. So similarly, if you want to use in industry over the years, we will propose using the eMMC. So that's why the compute module come with eMMC, and you have a lot of choice. So if you don't like eMMC at all, you can opt for the light version, which is without the eMMC. Then for CM4, it starts with 8 GB of eMMC, jump to 16 GB, then 32 GB for CM4. And for CM5, it starts with 16 GB, 32 GB, and 64 GB. Then the CPU and the RAM is similar to the single board computer, which is the Model B. Okay. Anyway, for RAM, the CM4 have a faster RAM, although they are still LPDDR4. Okay? The speed is faster. Another one, if you use compute module, you have a choice to use external antenna instead of the PCB antenna on the Model B. So this is another advantage. If you enclose inside a box metal case, you will prefer to extend out the antenna of the Wi-Fi and also Bluetooth to external so that you can get a better wireless reception. Next. The advantage of Raspberry Pi in industry because of the very rich ecosystem, a lot of software support Raspberry Pi, the hardware. So for example, the Raspberry Pi OS itself, you can load a lot of different kind of program. Python is officially supported. Actually, the Raspberry Pi is not the cookies or the cake that we can eat. The Pi refer to Python. Then Node-RED is very popular. It's not quite popular. It's very popular in automation. Grafana, if you want to design a nice dashboard. Codices, you can program your Pi to become using ladder programmer. It's like programming a PLC. Ignition, another software in automation. that you can use also. Modbus, OPC UA, MQTT, RESTful API. So those are protocol lah. Raspberry Pi support all those. Then we move on to the interface where you need the hardware. So for example, you have USB, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, those are wireless, and HDMI, CSI, DSI. Then you can also extend out to become what we call, let's say the Modbus RS Wi-Fi for Modbus RTU. Then your Ethernet, you can use it as Modbus TCP. If you want to have isolated GPIO for industry, you want to on relay, you want to have a tri switch input, you can also do that. Uh, so it's very comprehensive uh, hardware interface also. Then you can use it as a PLC, a lot of functionality, IoT gateway, edge controller, even a mini PC or industry PC. Then of course last one is customizable lah. So we have also customized quite a lot of solution for external party already, not only in Malaysia, also overseas. So I think later Kuyum will share about you can actually schedule a meet and greet with us. We can further discuss about the customization if you are interested. I think that's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Over, for the sharing. So now we have our first question. Okay, can Arif by control CM4 or CM5 replace PLC in term of programming ladder diagram? Is it hard to do it in
Uh,
CM4 or CM5?
Ye- I think the hardware it depend on because PLC come with quite a lot of different hardware also. But if you need to use it, for example, the I/O input and output digital, no issue. If you want to use it with PWM, also no issue. Ladder diagram you can use. Just now I highlight codices. There is a free version, but I think there's a limitation. So because PLC is different with Raspberry Pi a little bit in terms of programming. Where PLC you use a computer, conventional PLC you use a computer, you write your ladder diagram, then you load into PLC. So the PLC itself doesn't come with uh, 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 a Raspberry Pi OS or desktop. you know. So in other words, you need another computer to write. So if you use codices, similar thing, the Raspberry Pi you load with a runtime. Then your computer that you want to write the program, you have the editor or the IDE of the codices. You write, you connect to the Raspberry Pi or the iViv lah, that have runtime. Then you load inside there. So you can try codices. You just download. There's a free version. I think the free version is limited to runtime of 2 hours. After 2 hours, you need to reset. After 2 hours, you need to restart the codices. So that's a limitation. But if you want to try it, go ahead and try it. Yeah. Hopefully, I answer the questions.
Okay, if you guys have any more question, you just can comment. Okay, we can answer it. Next, let's move to getting to know SYSTEC EASE and one success automation. So I will pass to Mr. Zains. Welcome, Mr. Zains.
Thank you, Kayong. All right. So I will take over this part for introducing One Success Automation. So actually, I'm from One Success Automation, Batu Pahat. Okay. So next slide. So basically, One Success Automation is a trading company, but however, we do involve with turnkey projects, industrial automations projects, basically from TMP parts until the end point of the machines or the sensors, we do provide that. And we have our own brand, which is Hokomo. So we have switch boards, switch gears, control units, cooling fans, filter, power supplies, and accessories for general electrical system. So our product range is actually quite comprehensive. So you can think about like switches, relay, contactors, things to on off or to control circuits in a machine's operation. So basically, we have all the kind of products, and we are of course authorized dealer or distributor for a few big brands like Autonix, Delta, Schneider, Mitsubishi, and so on. Okay, so actually we are carrying the brand name now is SYSTEC EASE. So this is one of our very proud product which can simplify the digital transformations for the industry now. Okay, so next. So now I would like to introduce our product, SYSTEC EASE Gateway. So what's the selling point here is our product is scalable because we have a reach of features which can integrate with other IoT's products through the MQTT. And we had put in the very common use communication protocol like the Modbus TCP and Modbus RTU is capable to do that. And even the RS232, let's say that they want to connect to any simple device like the weighing scale which have RS232, they can just user can just integrate with it immediately. And there are of course the simple setup inside which we have designed it to be user friendly. Okay, so next. So let me explain the features. So first of all, user can use our device which have ready with the account profile management, which means that the user they can set up different user profile, which means that let's say they can segregate it into like the management's account to see certain value or certain pages. As for the operators or the line technicians, perhaps they have the accessible to just to view, while the manager or the higher management people, they can do some kind of setting or through remotely change the set point of the system. Okay, next. Um, in order to set up this kind of cyber physical page, previously we required to have lots of how to say programming or required those system integrator or the programmer to set up this kind of page. So however, we have set up this as a very simple drag and drop, and user can just put in the widgets or the label inside. So you guys can see that it's actually very user friendly. We have lots of different widgets from gauge, image, table, line chart, and actually there are indicators also. So we design all this is depending on a journal which recommend how to design or how to set up the um, virtual dashboard lah. Okay, so let's move on. Next. So our system is actually, although it's through the CM4, but it's designed with web-based. So which means that user can just use their gadgets, their phone, their laptops, or even smart TV to view the page or the system remotely. Okay, so next. We do have integrated automated analysis reporting also, which means that user can just set up daily reporting based on the time, based on the signal which have integrated or connected to the gateway. Okay, and then every day it will send the reports. Either you can go to your email or by Telegram, and the reports is generated in PDF format. Okay, so next. And we have the comprehensive data logging, the logging of the signals and the event. So whatever is connected through the Modbus, RTU, or TCP, the loggings can be retrieved and they can choose the durations of retention period. So as for the event, let's say they have set up any alarms or any threshold point which they want to have notifications, all this can be set inside also. And by clicking into the event log, they can see more details from the event that happened. So let's move on. Basically now, some of the people, some user, they will prefer to have visual through line chart or trend. So basically, we have two different charts here, either by the stack bar or line chart. All this actually have been integrated, so user can just use it easily lah. Okay, so next. This is one of our selling point also, which is smart data processing. Because basically now, many data that we try to, how to say, in the market now, what they can see is actually just the real-time data. So what we can see here from the SYSTEC EASE gateway is we will process the data and allow users to see the calculated data instead. Let's say like they want to see the real-time OEE or the KPI, they can just put in the calculation or the formula, and this system, it will just calculate by itself lah. Beside that, actually we have embedded with a timer and counter. So let's say there are some users which they want to have some kind of counter or timer to do some logging or to track the machine's runtime or stop time, the frequency of error occurs. So all this can be done through this gateway also. So let's move on next. Yeah, of course, we can connect through Wi-Fi and Ethernet thanks to the CM4, which have two Ethernet port. Okay, next. And this is the features that we have put inside, which is MQTT. So we can just, user can just put in the broker and they can just put in the topic inside without too much hassle of programming. Like for example, if they want to use Node-RED or they want to use other any programming, low code programmer, so they have to do lots of programming also. So basically, we have just designed it to be user friendly. So user will just have to put in the broker and the topic, and of course they can fine tune the signal also lah, through this. Okay, so let's move on next. So this is the Modbus part, because if there is anyone who have been using Modbus, they actually should know that Modbus, there are different devices out there, and then maybe 60 or 70% of the device, industrial automation device out there, they are using Modbus also. It's a very mature communication protocol in the industry, and there are actually lots of format like integer, 16-bit or 32 bits, 64 bits, and then we have to deal with the swap, floats, all this. So all this actually we have set up in our gateway, in our device, which the user can just easily manipulate the setting. Yeah. So all this is actually very user friendly. Okay, next.
Okay, before that, we have one question, Mr. Zains. So
Okay.
we have one question from the comment. Where is the server hosted for this system? Is it internally or on Prime or any kind of cloud?
Internally, locally, is on the device itself.
Do we have the option to push to the cloud of our own?
Yeah, at the moment, some of our clients, they will use MQTT to push it to their cloud. Yeah, and we are actually developing our own cloud system, but somehow it's still under development.
Okay.
Hopefully, in future, we can try to introduce to Citron again.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right. Thank you also for the question.
Mm. So let's move on to the next features, which is a built-in input-output interface. Because there are some users, they prefer to have a simple input and output, and this is to add on values to our gateway. And then this gateway, of course, is support analog input, which we can just select it by voltage input or current input. And then all this we can set it inside also, and we have integrate and provide an interface for user to do the simple setting. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, as for the real-time notifications, we are not using any apps or what. We are using a messenger, which is Telegram. So we have embedded this Telegram into our device, our SYSTEC EASE solution. So basically, those user who knows how to create a bot through BotFather, they can just get the API token and they can just simply just put it inside, and it will just online. Okay, so we make the things easier and for user lah to send those real time notifications. Okay, next. Of course, sometimes we can connect to like a PLC or some controllers, but there are times that we want to know some alarms, but we do not want to change the set point of the system. For example, the operations of the boiler or the temperature controller is actually set at a threshold, like for example, 150-degree. But however, the supervisor or the manager, they say that they want to monitor, let's say if there is any overshoot, they will have a certain kind of real-time notifications. So they can just set the personalized set point and they can set it based on the severity. Like for example, warning or critical, you can see there, there's a priorities, a color there to differentiate who is supposed to be taking care of which group of alarm. Yeah. So next, move on. As for this, actually, why we want to have a remote or IoT or digital transformation is because we want to have some kind of real-time alert or notifications, and we want to reduce the time to take action. So with the instant alarms alerts, they can reduce the time from getting worse, lah, which means that before the system get worse due to some operations mishandling. So another thing is the alarm, they can customize with their defined alarm message. For example, because when we connect or we integrate the signals or the controllers to our system, maybe the user or the operators, they might not understand what it does it means with the alarm. So the user, the you can just set up a customized or defined alarm message to have a easy interpretation. As you can see at the bottom there, there's an alarm which can say that temperature is out of range, or intruder, or currently the temperature is too low or too high. Okay, next. And our system is actually very flexible that we can just use at different kind of industry. So far, most of our product is in water treatment. More than 50% of our business now currently in water treatment to help clients to get um, the auto logging of SS, suspended solid, COD, um, pH, flow rate. There are lots of more lah, and dissolved oxygen. And we are cooperating with a company, Eco Solutions. So they are one of our partner now in doing this kind of thing. As for manufacturing and electrical, so actually we have quite a lot of implementation also on that, and that's to help our client to understand the productivity through OEE, calculated OEE, of course. And another one is to help them to get logging to support as a recorded auto recorded data lah. Because there are some process which they require to have auto recording instead of manual recording now. Yeah. Next.
Okay, next we have a question. So how do you compare the industrial PC with Raspberry Pi compute module performance for industrial automation? So we compare SYSTEC EASE gateway with other industrial PC. How does the performance do?
Actually, IPC and Raspberry Pi CM4 is, I would say that they are different league lah. They are different league. They are different range of product, and it's it's actually depending on the usage. and the goal of the user. Maybe we can just compare it in few different features. Like for example, the performance. Of course, IPC they can have higher specs of CPU, the processor, the RAM, and they can handle more processes. But let's say that we are going for simple process. CM4 is very, how to say, it's good to uh, it's good enough lah. It's good enough. Okay. How about the cost? IPC actually the cost it will be higher comparably, and CM4 is more affordable. And now currently the market is looking for things which are affordable and it's good enough to use and deliver the the the, the requirements. Okay. As for IO, let's say that we want to say IPC, you want to integrate with IO, you have to integrate with PLC, you have to integrate with those IO module. And it's not so, how to say, it's not built in. However, a Raspberry Pi, the CM4, they have the GPIO, which is very easy for a user to integrate with local IO. Okay. How about the usage? Um, IPC usually they will look for more complicated processes. Okay. And for CM4, perhaps they can look into more modular system like a standalone system, which after that they can just scale it up. Because now currently the market needs, okay, what the market needs now is to have a scalable system, because it's very impossible or it's very high cost to implement the whole plant system to have to go through the digital transformation. So the scalability is currently the needs of the market now. And for the size, I'm sure that you guys also know, CM4, the size is comparably compact and smaller, which we can just fit into our panel easily. Yeah, that's my thought lah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Zains. One last question for this part from our viewer. Do you sell just the box with the software, the gateway, or you can provide complete solution for your customer?
Yeah, we can provide the complete solutions also. And the device and the software currently that you guys saw just now is actually all built in. So actually, it's just plug and play. You buy the device and then you just log in, and after that you can just connect to any controllers or PLCs as long as you know the communication protocol of the device that you want to connect to. Yeah, basically
Okay.
you can just put it on. And let's say that you guys wish that we can help you or provide a complete solutions. Yes, please contact us. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for answer. So if you, for our viewer, if you're interested to get the slide, you can fill in the Google form link. So you can also contact us through the email if you're interested to know about the solution from SYSTEC EASE or from Citron. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so thank you, Mr. Zains, for your sharing. Next, we move to Raspberry Pi IR 4.0 industrial controller from Mr. Ober. Okay, welcome, Mr. Ober.
Thanks, Koyum. So let's move on to the next slide. I think for those that very familiar with Vitron, you should be familiar with the first IRIPI control. So we now have with CM5. So previously we have the CM4 version. Of course, CM4 version is still there, and it's quite popular. CM4 version. And CM5 version is slightly expensive but more powerful lah. So the processing power is faster. Then the RAM is also faster, and the eMMC actually is load faster also. And you can actually connect the AI M.2 if you have high-low M.2 module, the AI accelerator, you can connect to IDF Pi control also. So the next one is actually the IO controller. So this is using Raspberry Pi 2350 microcontroller. You can use it as a control itself. Of course, you need to write program. We have example program using Circuit Python. It's quite straightforward. Of course, it's text based, not yet You still need to write some code lah, in other words. Or you can use our example program as IO expansion, because it comes with a sample program with you can control or monitor or pooling using RS-485 or Modbus RTU. Just connect to the remote IBL. Then for maybe let's say a Pi control, connect to it. Then the IOC you connect to other devices. You can use it in that way, or you can use it as standalone. Okay. Coming soon one, we are having another one, which is the iRIF HAI pre-installed with AI accelerator, and it's based on CM5. This we expect to launch by end of this month. Maybe the ready stock will be mid of next month. So stay tuned. We will update you guys. Okay. Next is, so we do have design and customization service. For example, we can help to put your logo. This is what we call a white label. Okay, different kind of. So now a lot of customization or white label is based on high control. Okay. Next is, so this is introduction of the Pi controller. So I skip this one because this is you can get this on the product page of the Pi controller. Okay. IOC, like I say, is based on the latest microcontroller by Raspberry Pi. ARM Cortex also lah. Dual core. You can do quite some tasks on here lah. And it actually compatible with Arduino IDE. If you want to use Arduino, if you like to use Arduino, you can reprogram it using Arduino IDE. We preload with CircuitPython. You can also use it with C++ if you want to use it. And another one is MicroPython. It's also compatible. Just by default, we load it with CircuitPython. Okay. Next. So the iRIF ecosystem, we have the iRIF Pi control at the top. Then maybe if you have not enough IO or RS-485 or things like that, you can use the IOC to expand. So IOC is not limited to as a controller. It can be an expansion, IO expansion. You can connect to Modbus, either RTU or TCP also can. We have example of the Modbus TCP as a slave or IO expansion. Then the IOC can control other devices. Okay, so this is some of the architecture or the system overview. If you want to use iRIF and also iRIF Pi control and also IOC. Yeah. Next. Some example of the iRIF Pi control and the IOC together. This is one of our demo kit when we bring to exhibition. Next, Queen. So again, customization and design. We can design, we can customize for you guys, then also manufacture. So we have our own manufacturing line, iRIF Pi control, and all sort of other Citron product is actually designed locally and also manufacturing in our HQ in Penang. Okay. Next, Kuyo. So this is the workshop, the training workshop that we offer currently. So if you like to know more or try out the iRIF Pi control, our workshop include the hardware or the kit that we display now. Okay, and it's HRD C claimable. We have two. One is on site minimum. We request to have three packs. In other words, three training kit also. Then if you want one training kit only, then you need to come to our HQ. Currently, we have three slots: July, August, and also September. And we limit to 5 seats only because we have a small room. Okay. And both these are HRDC claimable. Okay. Thanks. So these are some of the picture during our workshop. This on the left, all this photo is taken in one of the hotel. So this one is on-site training. This is in our HQ, at our HQ. The left top is actually during the training, the workshop. Then we have a factory visit uh, as part of our workshop to visit the production line. You can actually schedule a meet and greet with us. Just click the link, or you can scan the QR code. Uh, if you have anything that you want to customize, design, welcome to fill in the form. Then our my colleague will contact you. Okay. Next, Will.
All right. So thank you,
Uh,
Mr. Ober. Next, we have a question. Okay, I'm working with PLC for years. Is it hard to switch to something like Arif Pi Control or Raspberry Pi ecosystem?
okay, I'll take this one as this is end of my slide there. Uh, yeah. I think it's quite easy, but you have to look at your requirement lah. So what is your PLC is doing now, and what you want to replace it lah. So for normal I/O, PWM, then Modbus, RTU, that one no problem. Even for TCP, Modbus TCP also no problem. Um, then in terms of software, just now I have the programming part lah. Just now I share, you can actually use back the ladder program by installing the codices. Then is I would say 90% familiar, similar to PLC. Yeah.
Okay, so thank
Thanks.
you for the answer. So for our viewers, if you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. Okay. Next, we move to our next section, real world impact from SYSTEC EASE. So, Mr. Zains.
Okay, thank you. Just to uh, let you guys know, actually one of our clients, they actually had used our solutions to monitor their system or their operations, which is actually quite far away, few kilometers away. They have to monitor a water pond which supplying water to their production floor. And currently the system is still running, and they use the system to participate in the Malaysia Smart Manufacturing Award in 2024. And I'm happy for them because they have been awarded with the prestigious awards, Best IoT category. So this is one of our very proud moment when we get to know about it. Okay, thanks. Next. So to use our system or the system is actually this is the topology, or we can say that the structure, how it's going to be structured. So basically there are a few things we separately into four category or four level. The first level will be the field device or the sensors at the bottom there. So the sensors can be providing signals from physical to electrical signals, and perhaps if they have communication protocol like Modbus, they can of course directly connect to the gateway. If not, they can connect to the next level, which is the control and data acquisition level, which is the PLC, the controllers, or the remote IOs module. So through these modules, they will connect or send data to the gateway by Modbus lah. So basically, there are two Modbus option, which is Modbus RTU and Modbus TCP. Usually, we will recommend usage of Modbus TCP due to the speed and the flexibility lah. Okay, because we can just set up the Wi-Fi LAN and then use it as for the Modbus TCP. So the next level, of course, is our IoT device, our SYSTEC EASE gateway, and lastly is the interface, the accessibility, which will be the gadgets. As long as your gadgets or your smart device have the browser, such as Safari, Chrome, or any kind of browser, they can just access it. Yeah, and most of the time it's supported. Okay, so far we have a client which display the process through smart TV. Yeah. Okay. So next.
So, before that, I have one question. So, this one from myself. So,
Okay.
for
Sure.
the visualization, okay,
Mm.
Visualization, as long as we have internet connection, is it within the same network, like same Wi-Fi, or we can access it from anywhere in the world?
We can as okay. Let's say that you guys are in the network. Within the network, you can access it through the IP. But let's say if you want to access it remotely, we have prepared a API for Enrock. If you guys are familiar or have been using, Enrock is a tunnel to help devices to go online and go for tunneling so that you guys can access it anywhere without the hassle or the fees of getting a domain or a static IP. Mm.
Mhm.
So this Unrock is a very powerful tunneling service, and we had integrated into our gateway. So basically, user can just put in the API, put in the token and the authentications details. So basically, they can just push it online, and we had been trying, and previously I have tried it in Indonesia, I have tried it in China, and my client have been trying in Taiwan also. Basically, all is working. So far, it's all is working. Okay,
Okay, thank you for the answer.
no problem. So this is one of the example for our client, which is in water treatment plant. So in the water treatment plant, they will have the few device such as the water turbidity sensor. Perhaps they have the inverter controlling the root blower. They have temperature sensor, pressure transmitter, ultrasonic level sensor, flow meter, and they have their all these few device connected to a recorder. Okay, because they want to see the line chart at the site. Um, so after that, it will push online through our IoT device. Okay, and they can just get it online and they can just view it anywhere. They can just access it remotely. Okay, so next. So now currently just to show some example lah, which we have executed. Okay, these are the few project portfolios. So currently our clients or our partner had helped us to implement our gateway, our IoT device to few few segments of water treatment lah. The first thing is the raw water treatment plant to monitor the dissolved solids, the flow rate, the pond level, which I've just mentioned just now, which have get our award. So the next will be the DAF system. Some call it DAF system, some call it dissolved air flotation system, is to monitor TDS, sand filter, pH, and water level. The next is reverse osmosis and ultrafiltration. This is one of the water treatment process also. All this actually have been implemented all around Malaysia in Johor, Pahang, Port Dickson, and upcoming one is Ipoh, and I heard that the Sarawak is coming soon also. Yeah. Okay. Next. So for manufacturing plant, we have implemented several one also, but however, I'll just give these two example. One is to monitor the production line performance to know the productivity. And of course, they can just get the real-time OEE so that they can have prompt action if there is any issue with the production line. They can just see it easily. Will have their daily output reporting also. Okay, so the next one will be the retort process. So those who are in food and F&B industry, they will know retort process. Usually, retort process is for sterilizing their bottling or their canning lah. Okay, so all this they required have automated logger. So currently they are using our system to do that kind of process. So this one mostly in Johor. So this one we implemented in Johor. So next. Okay, so from now on is a custom project because there are certain client they will have a special requirement. So we will do some customization to the existing system so that they can get their desired outcome lah. Okay, this is one of the power quality issue, sex well disturbance, and this sex well disturbance is actually to obtain the alarm or notifications that there is any power quality issue. This one is usually in MV lah, medium voltage. So if this happens, it's actually a dip of or spike of the incoming from TMB within millisecond. So we integrate it with Schneider PM8250, one of the power quality meter, and we obtain the trigger and the chart from the power quality meter lah. Okay, this is one of the tool that help them to get some kind of evidence and to report to the TMB saying that that there's power quality issue coming from the TMB. Okay, so this one is installation site is at the petrochemical plant in Pasir Gudang. Okay, next. So this one is a custom project also, which is energy profiling. But however, this energy profiling now currently can be done straight away lah. You guys can just use the gateway, connect to a DPM, and then you guys can do this energy profiling directly. So what is this about is they want to know what is the power energy consumption trend before they expand to a new plant, so that they can prepare and then they can design what is the power requirement in their new plant. This one is also in Pasir Gudang, Johor. Okay, next.
We have one question for that.
Mm.
Okay, since your server is hosted internally, does that mean it's a one-time purchase or there's subscription involved?
Yeah, this is actually one-time purchase. One-time purchase. As for the subscription, we do not provide any subscription, but we provide the maintenance because, as you know, just now we mentioned that we have the API open. Usually, this kind of API is not really open, and then system integrator usually they will just tell you that if you want to do anything, you just contact me and then I'll do it for you. But we open the API to allow those users to do integrations that they need. But however, this kind of API require updates. So basically, like for example, Nrock that I told you just now, which many people they don't know, they can use this kind of service. So we will have a minimum charge for the maintenance to handle or to maintain the API for you guys lah. Yep.
And then if I may add, for the server hosted internally, so because basically if you use gateway, the SYSTEC EASE gateway or Arif gateway, because it is basically a Raspberry Pi. So inside there you can put your own storage, like you can, it comes with eMMC, so you can store either in term of database or TXT or log file, and then you can
Yep.
also insert external hard drive, external SSD or hard disk if you want to store more data lah. So no subscription or payment needed lah. You can configure it by yourself lah.
Yep.
Okay, so we can continue. Thank you for the question.
Okay. So another custom project is to get maximum demand. So it all depends on the client side tariff also. So we have this module in our device which can just plug in so that customer can monitor the maximum demand trend. There are users that actually don't know that or not very sure when or which area have contributed to the maximum demand charges to their bill. So this is actually one of the module which is helping client to save money and to identify the expenses that have been occurring in their plant all the while. So this one is another custom project also. Yeah. So next. So digitalization's opportunity. So basically, those clients that have these three categories of requirements or needs, then we will recommend them to use our gateway. Like for example, the first thing is the monitoring of process, speed, flow, length, time, temperature, any things that you can get through a sensor or through a controller. You are good to go to put in into the gateway. You can just connect it. Okay. And then another thing is, let's say for user, they have hassle tasks to do every day, like to do reporting, or they have the problem of getting alerts from their production floor or from their site. So this is another good tools to use because it's integrated with Telegram. You can just remotely access it. So lastly is if the user wish to virtualize their current physical environment, which means that to turn their current physical condition into online, into a virtual world, so they can just use these tools also lah. Okay, and of course they can centralize also, and they can centralize and use MQTT protocol to consolidate all the signals into one centralized area. Yep. So next. But of course, even though that they wish to have to move on to the digital transformation, there will be expected challenges lah. So I consolidate my experience into these three category. So monitoring. So there are clients who say that, oh, I wish to do monitorings of our current process flow. So we have to make sure that there are communications between the current system and available of the communication protocols in their current device. If not, they can either upgrade their device or they can just change or plug in some kind of new sensors which have the protocol to connect, because to get this kind of data, communication protocol is a need. Okay, it's a must. Okay, reporting. So there are clients that they say they want to have a daily reporting orders. So the performance calculations, we have to get it from the client. They cannot use assumption. They have to provide the correct formula, because without the formula, we cannot work it out. But currently, our smart data processing module have been included inside, and all kind of different calculations can be put in. Even though that is, let's say you're talking about algorithm, you're talking about logic, you're talking about trigonometry, so you can just put in the formula very easily. As for the online SCADA system, which means that they want to virtualize their production floor. So there are some users, they prefer to have lots of colors inside, which usually we don't really recommend that. We will recommend them to use a monotone color, and those important informations will be indicated by our alarms trigger instead. Why? Because we want to make sure that our clients can see or identify the alarms notification immediately through the display. Okay. But however, let's say the client, they say that they want to have their own design, they can just anytime just upload it. But of course, different people will have different view of image that they want to see. So basically, we will request customers. So let's say that they have any reference or preference, just give it to us, and then we can just help them to set up the initial one. Okay. And of course, the internet connectivity is a must if they want to remotely access it. Okay, internet connectivity is a must. Okay, that's all from me. Next. Oh yeah. So actually, we are a training provider, a registered training provider also, and then our courses had been registered with a focus area under HRD. So which means that our course can design to fit in or to assist companies. Like for example, there is a company, they wish that their team able to learn things like about IoT, and they wish to use the SYSTEC EASE as the tool to help them in their digital transformation journey. So we can design a course with a POC included inside, and we can help them to achieve what they're actually trying to achieve. So basically, there are a few learning modules here, and then you guys can just screenshot the page, or you can scan the QR now to get some informations of our training. Okay, this is getting started with industrial digitalization. This is more recommended for those who have no idea about IoT or totally no experience or exposure at all. So this one is the best recommended. This is for the introduction part. So next. This one will be the workshop, and this one will be the whole day hands-on. Whole day hands-on, which the participants can have the exposure or the opportunity to fully utilize and to learn how every features work and how to do or do the API integrations. Yeah. So this one also one of our course. We are focusing on these two courses. Okay. So if there is anyone interested to get to know more with our product, and you have HRD fund which you guys wish to use to upgrade the out or to upskill the team, your company's technicians or any person related, just feel free to contact us. Okay. Okay. Next. This is one of the training which we had just uh, organized last few days. Okay, this is the whole team, a team of 10 people. They came over to get more informations about our product, SYSTEC EASE, and they get the opportunity to hands on, so that they can just uh, undertake or they can just execute their digital transformation by themselves also. But of course, if they require anything, we can still support lah. So as you can see here, we will show them how to set up the dashboard easily. So basically, this is just a very easy task because we have set up the template. Okay. Next. Okay, of course, this is the other trainings that we have carried out in Eco Solution Services. I'm one of our partner in doing water treatment. And I have shared this information to college vocational. This is Port Dickson. Yeah, because I'm now the industrial academic advisor for college vocational Port Dickson and college community Rompin. Yeah, so I have been sharing them some informations about digital transformations. Yeah, and of course I have provide this training at the UTHM also to showcase to the lecturer in UTHM about our SYSTEC EASE device and what is going on in the industry now. Yeah, next. So if there is anyone or any viewers who wish to know more about our product, they can just scan this QR code, or you guys can just screenshot this, okay, for further use, for future use. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing. And then we have one last question. Okay, can Raspberry Pi handle real-time control directly, or do we need another microcontroller on the side?
Do you want me to answer this?
Mr. Zain ke, Mr. Over?
Yeah, Mr. Teh, you go ahead lah.
Okay. Can Raspberry Pi handle real-time control directly, or do we still need a microcontroller on the side? Basically, like I have mentioned just now, um, Raspberry Pi, why Raspberry Pi is growing more popular now at the moment, instead of those microcontroller, because of the robust operating system inside, and they have the GPIO, and this is why Raspberry Pi is getting more popular now lah. And most of the time, the user are using microcontrollers for development phase. Okay, using it for development phase, and they if they want to intend to go on for further expansion or what, they might have some kind of they might require more time now to do that. But from my view, Raspberry Pi actually can handle it. Can handle it easily, unless that the I/O is not enough. Yeah, then you can just extend it through another microcontroller.
Okay, so thank you for the answer. So we are actually coming to the end of the webinar. So if anybody interested to get the copy of the slide, you can fill in the Google form. I already put the link in the comment section. And also, if you are interested to contact us or even SYSTEC EASE, You can also register for the meet and greet. Okay. And then I think that's all for our webinar today. So thank you everyone that's joined, that have has been with us from the beginning or just joined. If you just joined or you miss any link, any QR code, any photo, this live will be kept as a replay in our YouTube channel. Okay, Citron Technology YouTube channel. So if you miss, you just can go back and then watch again, and you can scan the QR code, fill in the form if you need. Okay. So we hope to see you guys again in the future. Okay, have a good day and bye bye.
Bye bye.